Hello, welcome to another evening episode of Creating Something. Forgot what I named this playlist. I am not feeling well. I have pushed myself too hard today. Alrighty, so this week is a little difficult to describe or summarize quickly. This is coming up with a product or service. So on my channel, I do trying products. I do a book, a movie, a board or tabletop game, a product or service, taste test, art or music, and then a video game. And I test or explore or try something new in that category each month. And then I review them. And once I've reviewed them, I come up with 6 creative prompts for creating something new, inspired by the things we've just experienced. And this project is sort of a live daily update on projects of those categories that I'm creating. And partly to show, well, partly to prove to myself that I can't just have idea after idea after idea and drag my feet making them happen. I've made a few things happen over the years, and then I just kind of go, okay, I've done that now and move on. I still have new ideas and things that I get excited and passionate about in each of those areas, but I'm less likely to do them. And it's not for lack of wanting to, it's just like I feel like I don't understand why my mind has this resistance to doing it. So part of it's to get myself doing it. But the other part of it is I want to build a community of people who are also doing these things and we share what we each do. And that's half the fun of creating things is sharing what you create and seeing what others create. I would actually say there's more fun in seeing other people create fun things. Even if it's not something I particularly want to use more often, I don't do a lot of romance novels. They're just not my thing. But if somebody were writing a romance novel and they wanted to share what they were writing, I would enthusiastically support them. I would take it for a test ride. And I mean, I want more people creating things and experiencing that. And so that's what part of this is. But I'm doing one for each of the different categories of things that I get into. And so I'm working on the book that I started, working on the animation, and animation is taking its sweet time in getting done. Turns out animation is not something one does quickly. Surprise, surprise. I just need to do the finishing artwork on my tabletop game and release it on the web as shareware, donationware, whatever you want to call it. Um, and that leaves us with starting a new week. And this week is going to be a product or service. And for product and service, I've decided to just try to create some form of handmade good or something I can make myself that I can sell online as sort of like a showing how it's possible I could be making money, or less so about making money, but creating things that people want, and how to find people who want it and create things for them. And so if this is the first one you're coming in on, each week I start a new project, and hopefully by the end of a month or two, because each month has roughly 4.33 weeks, um, and there are 7 categories. So if not the end of January, the end of February, I should have uh, links or a web page where you can go to download my book or get my board game or see my animation, which will probably be here on YouTube, or where I'm selling my product or service, or for later categories, art or music, um, video games that I make, and food-based creativity. And that one's going to be interesting. That's next week. Well, not next week. Next week, a week from today is Tuesday, and that leaves me, I think, 2 days at the end of the month for summarizing what I've done this month. And then starting the next month, there are 2 days in the end of the week that I might take as a vacation days. I will probably still upload a nightly upload, but I won't be starting a new project that week. But I will be shifting over to that Sunday, the 3rd of February, and I will be starting another round of projects. Hopefully, I think it's the 3rd. Yeah, the 3rd of February is going to be the food project, and that's going to be one that's interesting. It was hard to brainstorm up a couple ways. I think I have 2 or 3 different ways you can make that a marketable profession, I guess, as a YouTube or an online creator, a way to use that, do something with food. But this week is a product because I'm not equipped right now with enough of a fan base or a population of people wanting my services necessarily to do a service through this. I mean, I do service industry stuff on a regular basis anyway. Outside of YouTube, I don't I don't think I'm ready to be tech support for the existence of like a YouTube content creator. I could probably do something like that. Help people start a brand or something like that. Do consulting on that score. But a product seemed like a good way to go for right now. Because not only is a product something I know I can do reasonably well, but it's something that a lot of you out there could do. And I'd be fascinated to see what kind of product people are creating and coming up with. So if you do have something that you're looking to do this with, share it with us. I'd love to hear about it. You can do it in the comments below. I think I have some of my social media links connected to this channel. So if you go to my channel page, it should lead you to some of my social media. So tonight, brainstorming products I can do. Now, if you've been looking at any of my regular edited updates, last night, I believe, or this morning, technically, for some of you, I uploaded a video of one of my new obsessions, which is these twist puzzle toys. So like Rubik's Cube stuff, but with a variety of other shapes. I've got a couple of the cubes too, but so I have sort of fallen in love with some of those lately, and I'm I know I can't build one of those from scratch. I could custom mod one or two of them, but I'm not set up to do that yet. But there are a few other types of puzzles that I've fond memories of playing with before, like the twisted together nails and those types of things. And I feel like coming up with a, a puzzle that I can produce and sell through like an eBay or an Etsy or something like that holds some appeal to me. And so, with that in mind, I'm going to dig through a book I have called 1000 Playthings by Ivan Moscovich. Puzzles, Paradoxes, Illusions, and Games. And you'll look through some of these and see if anything triggers a memory or an idea of like the different tiles and tangrams that I could make some custom tangrams or something like that. So some artistically inspired ones or uh, I don't know. I mean, the traditional ones are neat. Maybe just doing a custom set. Maybe make them out of interesting materials. That's not a bad idea. But there are a few others that I want to explore. Um, some symmetry of the squared star. Cut out the square and a star, and color them as shown on both sides. So, like placing coins within a circle, those are sort of like classic examples of some of that stuff. Um, Mystery signs, puzzle pieces that look like random symbols, but once stacked together in a certain way, actually spell something out. Uh, Triangle, slider puzzles. What else do we got that I had marked out in here that I had some minor fascination with? Golden triangles. I'm trying not to lose all my bookmarks by turning the pages here. um, some symmetry games. Okay, we're trying to get to each one of my bookmarks, and there are a lot of them in here, so I don't know if I'll go through all of them tonight. Intersect. No, that's not something I'm going to make something out of tonight, but something I might do something with in the future. And some of these are potential ways of making games. The icosahedron game. I made a game like that years ago, I think, actually. It was just sort of a variation on, was it Othello, the board game, and ring stacking, or maybe it's like backgammon. I don't know how to describe it. It's a very brutal, quick game of strategy, figuring out the best move. Okay, printed circuit. Nope. Crossings, arrows, topology. I do like a good topology puzzle. Tree game cards and variants. That one. So I'm gonna dig through these, and I won't do this all on camera. This has got to be some of the most boring content I can imagine doing out here. But I do want to dig up a couple of these puzzles ideas as foundations for forming my own puzzles. Create a custom puzzle. Oh, that's a nice one. All these curvy pieces. That's nice. I like it. There are many classic circle dissection puzzles, such as the old circular tangrams, part of which are combined to make many different pattern figures. Our circle dissection puzzle is much more subtle. It consists of 10 parts. When combined, will form a perfect circle. The subtlety lies in the fact that the circle was dissected using a compass set at the radius of the circle itself, so that every curve is identical. How long will it take you to reassemble the circle? I like it. I like it a lot. That is definitely on my to pay attention to list. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. They do it bright and colorful. I don't imagine I'll do anything quite that colorful, but I think making a wooden one or one that uses some wood, maybe do some inlays or etching or stuff like that on it, I could totally see doing that. That is big old one right on my list right there. Definitely got to do something with that. Crescents of Hippocrates. The ancient Greek geometer Hippocrates of Chios discovered this problem while trying to square the circle. He constructed overlapping semicircles on the side of a right triangle. As shown below, can you determine the total area of the two red crescents? Yeah, that's not as much fun. Circle in the square. Mystic Rose. That's like string art. Okay, so where's my next tagline for one that's potentially interesting to play with? Packing circles. How many circles can you fit within another circle? Rolling coins. Packing 10 circles in a square. Packing 12 circles in a circle. I have seen those types of puzzles before, and those could be kind of fun to do with custom-made pieces. Not as neat as that circle tangram approach. Packing spheres. That could be interesting. I don't know how I would make a product out of that, but cutting a sphere, rounded triangles, sphere volume, packing box, sphere surface area. Curves of constant width. I have seen demos of that. I do have access to a wood lathe that I could potentially do something like that. That could be kind of fun. I have one, two, three, four, five different shapes that potentially meet that requirement. I don't know about that. Conic cross sections. I need to get a better set of bookmarks because there are a lot in here. Odd shapes. So shapes and holes. Oh, the mechanisms used to make various extruded shapes. That's interesting. That's a neat idea. I don't know that it makes a product that's useful. Hidden triangle. How many polygons? The areas of the polygon. Oh, there we go. There's a hexa patterns, a series of tiles that are all triangles, and how to arrange them in different patterns within a hexagon tile. So I think I am going to make a puzzle using a couple different types of material at different arrangements and custom paint or design some of it and sell it online. I have to go right now. I'm not feeling well at all. So I guess that's where I am right now. I will cut it here for tonight. I will see you tomorrow. I am feeling really not good. I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Yes, and